pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Almighty God, our Father, what a reason to be together tonight to celebrate with one another more men and women who are a part of protecting this community. We thank you, Lord, for those who already serve in so many ways. We thank you for your gracious care for our community. So now, Father, we come again to you with thanksgiving in our hearts, asking for wisdom and knowledge for those who have chosen places of leadership to lead this town to service, to serve families, to serve many people, that their lives will be blessed and strengthened and nourished. Thank you, Father. We seek your face tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Let's do a moment of silence, please. Thank you all. Please be seated. Mr. January, could you call the roll of the council, please?
Yes, Mr. President. Vice President Neal.
Here.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards.
Present.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton. Councilwoman Uselak.
Here.
Councilman Pettit.
Here.
Councilwoman Hardaway. President Bella.
Here.
So we have 5 present.
5 present. We will continue. Thank you. Moving on tonight to petitions, communications, acknowledgements, and remonstrations. We're honored tonight to have the swearing in of new Merrillville police officers. I'll call on Chief Newses for this segment. Chief?
Thank you. Good evening, councilors, town officials, and members of the public. It is both an honor and a privilege to introduce our newest members tonight of the Merrillville Police Department. I'm going to start off by calling each one by name, and you'll step up to where the marks are as Lori went over with you. And I'm going to give a brief introduction about each and every person that we have hired today. So we will start off with Colin Zachary Arndt. Colin, a proud Lake County native hailing from Lowell, Indiana, is a 2019 graduate of Lowell Senior High School. Colin went to serve honorably in the U.S. Navy from 2019 to 2024 as a gunner. He brings with him a work ethic and a deep sense of purpose shaped by his military experience. Colin is committed to making a meaningful, positive impact in the lives of those he serves. Second, be Joseph Michael Allen Briggs. Joseph, a former Lake County resident and a 2018 graduate of the Crown Point High School. Transitioning from a successful career as a fabricator, Joseph brings strong critical thinking skills and a deep passion for public service to his new role in law enforcement. He has already gained valuable experience as a reserve officer with the Newton County Sheriff's Department and aspires to become a canine handler and a physical tactics instructor. Joseph is eager to contribute and grow as a dedicated member to our police department. He is also a second-generation police officer, following the footsteps of his father, who is joining us here tonight as well. Christopher Dre Bartholomew. Christopher is another Lake County native and graduate of both Crown Point High School, class of 2020, and Valparaiso University, 2024. He's transitioning from his role as a school teacher with the Merrillville Community School Corporation to pursue his lifelong dream of becoming a police officer. With additional experience as a lifeguard and a strong desire to make a positive impact, Christopher is committed to serving his community with purpose and heart. Last but not least, Nico Pablo Galindo. Nico is an Illinois native and a 2021 graduate of Homewood Flossmoor High School. He recently earned his degree from Purdue University Northwest in 2025 and brings with him a strong background in labor, trades, and maintenance. While most of his background is not related to law enforcement, it has set a foundation for Nico to have a great problem-solving skill set and a good work ethic. Driven by his passion to serve, Nico is eager to apply his skills to support the safety and well-being of the community. And here we have it. These officers will represent the future of our department and the safety of our community. We proudly welcome them to take their oath of service. At this time, I would like to call upon Clerk Treasurer Eric January to come forward and administer the oath.
Thank you, Chief. And considering that we've got a bulldog and a red raider in here, I want to make sure that you all understand this oath and you don't discriminate against any Merrillville people. All right. So, first, Colin, if you could raise your right hand. I, Colin Arndt,
I, Colin Arndt,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
diligently,
diligently,
and impartially discharge
and impartially discharge
my duties as a police officer
my duties as a police officer
of the town of Merrillville,
of the town of Merrillville,
Indiana,
Indiana,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
All right, I'd like to say amen. All right, Mr. Joseph Briggs, if you can raise your right hand. I, Joseph Briggs,
I, Joseph Briggs,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully and diligently
and that I will faithfully and diligently
and impartially discharge my duties
and impartially discharge my duties,
as a police officer of the town of Merrillville, Indiana,
discharge my
my duties as a police,
office in the town of Merrillville, Indiana,
Merrillville, Indiana, according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
All right. And Christopher Bartholomew, what a name. If you could raise your right hand. All right. I, Christopher Bartholomew,
I, Christopher Bartholomew,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
diligently,
diligently,
and impartially discharge
and impartially discharge
my duties as a police officer
my duties as a police officer
of the town of Merrillville, Indiana,
of the town of Merrillville, Indiana,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my ability,
and to the best of my ability,
so help me God,
so help me God.
and go Pirates. No. All right, we got HF in the house. Nico Gelindo, if you can raise your right hand. I, Nico Gelindo, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Indiana, and that I will faithfully, diligently, and impartially discharge my duties as a police officer of the town of Merrillville, Indiana, according to the law and to the best of my ability, so help me God. All right. Chief, back in your hands.
Thank you, Clerk Treasurer, for the oath. This time, I want to say congratulations, and you're officially members of the Merrillville Police Department. Welcome to the team. I'm going to be calling you individually, and I'll be handing you your badges. Then after that's done, you can get back together for a couple more pictures from Chaz, and that'll conclude your swearing ceremony. Colin Arndt. For the second one, I'd like to call Police Officer Riggs from the Gary Police Department. I'd like to give you the honor of giving your son his badge, first time as a police officer. Christopher Dre Bartholomew. Again, and last but not least, Nico Pablo Galindo.
Congratulations to our new officers. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. That concludes our ceremony.
Nicely done. Thank you. Moving on tonight to public hearings, I'll call on the town attorney for proof of publication of ordinance 25-21. It's an ordinance appropriating additional monies in excess of the annual budget for several named departments of the corporation general fund, all pursuant to Indiana codes, and authorizing the transfer of certain cash balances across funds.
Mr. President, at this time, the proofs of publication have been reviewed. They are in order, and the public hearing can proceed as follows.
Very good. I'll open it up for public comment. Is there any public comment on this appropriation enactment tonight? Ordinance 25-21. This would be a second reading. Seeing no public comment, I'm going to turn it to the council. I would like to take care of these now in order, since we have so many BZA actions later. And I have a reminder from the AV department to please step or speak into your microphones tonight, because we had to turn them down because of feedback issues. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mrs. Uselak with a second by Counselor Neal for approval of 25-21 on second and final reading. Open for discussion. Hearing none, Mr. January, roll call, please.
Vice President Neal,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards,
Aye.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton,
Aye.
Councilwoman Uselak,
Yes.
Councilman Pettit,
Yes.
President Bella,
Aye.
6 in favor.
6 in favor, motion carries. Mr. January, did you let the record show that Councilor Leona joined us
Correct.
in the meeting? Very good, thank you. Moving on tonight to the second one, it's a resolution 25-30. It's a resolution confirming the designation of an economic revitalization area and approving the deduction from assessed value of new real property improvements. I'll call on the town attorney for proof of publication. Joe?
Mr. President, at this time, the proofs of publication have been reviewed. They are in order, and the public hearing can proceed as follows.
Very good. Is there any public comment on the resolution confirming the designation of an economic revitalization area? This is Resolution 25-30. The project is Millennium Construction. Mr. January, go ahead.
The only thing I wanted to comment on is Section 1 that reads, "The council hereby finds that the area is the area is within the town and that the area has become undesirable for or impossible of normal economic development and occupancy because of a lack of development, cessation of growth, deterioration of improvements, or character of occupancy age, obsolescence, substandard buildings, or other factors which have impaired the values and prevented a normal development of property and use of property." This is one of the most developed areas in Merrillville. And I really object to this section, but I understand this is part of the law. We have to make a statement like that. So I just wanted to make that comment.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment on the resolution? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for
So
approval.
moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pettit with a second by Counselor Neal for approval of Resolution 25-30. Any other questions or comments from the council? Joe, a regular voice vote okay on this?
I do a
Let's call the roll.
roll call.
Mr. January, call the roll, please.
Sure.
Thank
Vice
you.
President Neal,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards,
Aye.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton,
Aye.
Councilwoman Uselak,
Yes.
Councilman Pettit,
Yes.
President Bella,
Aye.
6 in favor.
6 in favor, motion carries. Thank you. Moving on tonight to our last publication, it's a Resolution 25-31. It's a resolution confirming the designation of the economic revitalization area and approving the deduction from assessed value of new real estate property improvements and certain eligible new equipment. This is for the project of GI Tech America Corporation. Joe, was this published properly?
It was published properly. We've reviewed it. It is allowable, and at this time, let the public hearing go forward.
Thank you, sir. Open for public comment. It's the same as the last resolution, just a different project. Is there any public comment on this resolution 25-31? Seeing no public comment, back to the council for motion.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pettit with a second by Mrs. Uselak for resolution number 2531 approval.
Mr. President, I do have one item for
Mr.
both
Pettit.
this resolution and the previous resolution to Sheila. Sheila, have building permits been applied for on these two projects yet?
Yes.
They're both in your hands?
Yes,
They have state releases.
they have the state design.
I see the
committee.
petitioners in the audience, and I made it very clear, Mr. President, Steve is going to be spending a lot of money in Ameriplex at the crossroads. You guys have got to get going and get out of there because we're going to be paving those roads come October 1st, and I don't want any heavy equipment ripping that new asphalt up, okay? Okay, you're nodding, Ross. You guys got it? All right. That's all, Mr. President.
Very good. Any other comments from the council? Hearing none. Mr. January, roll call, please.
Sure. Vice President Neal,
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards,
Aye.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton,
Aye.
Councilwoman Uselak,
Yes.
Councilman Pettit,
Yes.
President Bella,
Aye.
6 in favor.
6 in favor, motion carries. Congratulations. Moving on,
Welcome to town, guys.
moving on tonight to the consent agenda, I do have one removal, the ARPA accounts payable register voucher approval for July 8th. I'm going to remove that from the consent agenda under the request of the town manager. The other items will be approved as presented there. What's your pleasure?
So moved. Second.
Mrs. Uselak, thank you. Second by Mrs. Neal for approval of the consent agenda, omitting the ARPA accounts payable voucher. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. That motion carries. Moving on tonight to standing committee reports. Budget and Finance, Counselor Neal.
Thank you, President Bello. We have scheduled several dates for budget meetings for this month, so we're getting started into budget season, and that's all I have for you.
How fun, huh?
Yeah, lots of fun. Ooh.
Street Department and Park Maintenance, Counselor Uzelak.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. Steve, in his tenacity, is doing the same as ever, cleaning up the parks, the street branches being picked up, the streets being swept, and fixing up potholes too. So, oh, he also checked on some street lights for me in Crescent Lake. So I think that's about it, unless you have to add something, Steve?
Just real quick, we were busy with the 4th of July parade, doing the prep work and getting that all ready to go. I think all the town staff pulled through and did a great job. And so, other than that, that's all I got to say.
Okay.
That's my report, Mr. President.
Can I just add on to that?
Counselor Neal, sure.
I did get a call from one of the residents who had a tree that was blocking a stop sign, and I sent it over to Steve at 7 o'clock in the morning, and by 11 o'clock, I was getting a thank you, hooray, hooray, because they had literally cut the tree all down.
That's great.
And he got it done, so thank you for doing that, Steve. I appreciate it.
Oh, that is Steve, right on the phone.
All right. Moving on tonight to Council Affairs, Counselor Pettit.
Yes, Mr. President, we have a committee meeting at 5:30 next Tuesday night. Michael has several ordinances for the committee to review. That'll be before the Plan Commission public meeting at 6:30.
Is that all?
That's all.
Thank you. Personnel Policy and Employee Benefits. Mr. Griffin, do you have a report from Counselor Hardaway?
Thank you, Mr. President. She did authorize me and request me to make the following report. We have openings for a street department for Labor One, and that posting will be available up until July 13th. We hope people who are interested and qualified will seek that application, and also for Parks Maintenance posting, which will close July 8th, tonight. To get access to either of these, Mr. President, as you know, they're available on our website. Just go to the site for Human Resources, and the information will be there, and we hope that anybody eligible will certainly apply. Mr. President, that concludes the report for that segment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to Environmental Affairs, Counselor Uzelak.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. Speaking with Matt Lake and going over certain articles on the drainage ponds. Sedona Pond is finished so far. 69th in Connecticut, that pond is done. Hickory Ridge and Fillmore Boulevard, I think they have one more item there to complete, Matt?
Yeah, just a little seed and blanket, and that's about it.
Sorry?
A little bit of seed and blanket, and that's about it.
Oh, okay, thank you. And I'm sure there's other issues that you could bring up with your report.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
Good. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Marge. Moving on to Public Safety tonight, again with Counselor Hardaway absent, Mr. Griffin has an announcement.
Mr. President, my message is actually to Chief Nusis. The chair says she needs some dates for you so they can call for the Public Safety Committee meeting again. And if you'll communicate those to her, I think then she'll take steps to call the meeting to order.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you. Elections, Public Relations, and Town Beautification, Vice President Neal.
There's no report tonight, President Bella. Thank you.
Thank you. Economic Development, Mr. Pettit.
Yes, Mr. President, as you're aware, you created a Merrillville-Hobart task force. And one of the items we've been discussing, and I applaud our town manager and town attorney once again, we've got to develop an interlocal agreement between Hobart and Merrillville on the 80-20 participation of two roundabouts at 69th in Mississippi and 79th in Mississippi, more than likely coming out of the Mississippi Street allocation area. And Michael has passed that on. For the Redevelopment Commission members, ladies, I would like to consider this at the 22nd meeting and then approve this on the council meeting at the 22nd for your signature, Mr. President.
Sure.
Okay?
Sean, remind us again how much federal money we're getting for these projects.
We're getting a total of $7 million. It's earmarked that $3 million will go to 69th in Mississippi and $4 million will go to 79th in Mississippi.
That's
and it's
great.
an 80-20 match.
That's great. Thank you.
And that's from NERC.
I did receive a call from the mayor of Hobart saying he will expedite things on his end
Okay.
to get that signed.
Mayor Earlston?
Yes.
Okay.
And Mr. President, if we could go back to public safety, I apologize, Rhonda, for one thing. Again, Joe's diligence. We have the donation agreement that he wants to present to us on the 22nd. The owner of Polycon Industries, Big Sky LLC, again, is donating the 6 acres for the new fire station on Colorado. That's approximately $1 million donation he's making to the town of Merrillville. So for your fire territory, Vice President, Joe, you have that document ready for us, right?
Correct. It'll be in the next packet.
So much winning. That's great. Moving on to utility liaison, Counselor Leona Chandler Felton.
No report tonight, President Bell.
Thank you. Parks, Recreation, and the Dean and Barbara White Community Center, Mr. Pettit.
Yes. Jerry had a baseball accident, I guess it were. Unfortunately, he is rehabilitating at home. I've been emailing him. We're going to go back to, ladies on the committee, back to our 4th Thursday meeting, which I believe is July 24th at 5 o'clock. Lisa, if you could reserve us a room, and then Michael and Jerry and I and you can get together on topics that we want to talk about. I think the flooring, you can give your department head report. I think the flooring is one of the bigger issues that we need to go through. That's all, Mr. President.
Thank you, Sean. Moving on to special committees, abandoned and blighted properties, Counselor Haynes Edwards.
Thank you, President Bella. For the month of June, we had a total calls of 299 calls, with 73 being warnings, 35 being tickets. We have 3 properties that have been added to the vacant and abandoned properties list. All the other properties that are permitted have been paid and have a 0 balance. That is all for my report.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to special town projects, Counselor Neal.
Yes, thank you, President Bella. I want to start off with the 4th of July parade. The 4th of July parade, we had over 60 participants in it this year. That was very good. And we received over 1,700 online votes. We will announce the winners of the parade for the floats at the very next town meeting, so we'll have the opportunity to invite the winners out. The first, second, and third place, we'll have the opportunity to invite them out. So I just want to thank the community for participating in the 4th of July parade. What we have new now, we now have our new town mobile app. I saw a lot of cell phones out, so everybody grab their cell phone, go to your app store and download our new My Merrillville. It's an app. And Mr. Griffith, if you could please talk a little bit about that app and tell them what the benefits are that we've invested in to support the town.
I was looking to see if our media officer was here, Mr. Riley. He would do a better job, but I will tell you, it is outstanding. Here it is. So if you walk around with your phone, look at that. You can find out notifications, who's on the council, park activities, town events, police department and fire department, if you need them or you want them. That is the best. And the key thing is that we can give you more information on this than we usually do. So if neighborhoods have something where we need to let them know to stay inside because it got really cold or it got really hot, stay inside, or those kinds of things that we do, mostly for doing paving in your neighborhood so you can get ready. This is a way for us to communicate with you. There are more functionalities that we're not trying out yet. We wanted to get a sense of operating with the notification feature. But if it's been a difficult time for you to go to the website for Merrillville, this is like having the website in your palm of your hand. That's really what it's for. And if you set it up right, it'll give you notifications about things that you need to know that we're doing, that are going on in town from all the departments. I encourage you to get it. It's really easy to download. It practically sets itself up, and it's very easy to use. It's a standout app. I hope that you will be encouraged by the Council Vice President's words of downloading it. It'll be very helpful. And I hope I did my
You did.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And that was recorded.
That should have been a commercial.
That's going to be a commercial on the website.
Well, we really are excited.
Thank you for that, Michael.
We really are excited about the app because when people are going, how do we find out about things and, what's going on around town, this will pop up notifications. I'm just sitting here and a notification will pop up and it's a nice symbol of the town of Merrillville seal, I believe it is, that pops up. And it pops up and I was like, oh, something's going on. And so this is an excellent way for us to communicate information that's at your fingertips. And we can even put in information to say, hey, you know, be prepared for a bad upcoming storm, or the street closures like he talked about, which are really, really important. You know, we may throw little things in there like, you know, back to school, watch out for the kids, slow down. So, you know, just all types of little notifications we can send out to just give reminders to all of the residents of what's going on in Merrillville. So we're really excited about this, you guys, about this app. We also have the Ready, Set, Hire, which is actually taking place on tomorrow, and I think they're going to be doing resume writing and just helping people to be prepared for the job fair that's on July 30th. The job fair is one of our largest events. They have a lot of participants, a great place if you're looking for a job, you have kids looking for jobs, cousins looking for jobs. This is a great time to make sure that you come out to that event. And I believe I did see a notification that said they're still taking some people who want to, companies who want to participate. So it's a great time to just come out and, you know, participate in the job fair. Like I said, this is one of our largest events. So we got a lot of great things going on in the town, you guys, a lot of great things. But that's it for that report.
Thank you. Moving on to the Semi-Quincentennial Committee, Councilor Shi.
Thank you, President Bella. I have nothing to report at this time.
Okay. Department and Commission reports, Stormwater Management Resources. Our director is Matt Lake.
Thank you. Real fast, as Councilwoman Uzelak alluded to, we're wrapping up several projects, and with that, we're receiving reimbursements back from Little Cal, so that's always good to see some cooperation and partnerships there coming to fruition and closure. Also, we're soliciting quotes for contracts for contractors for Taney Ditch maintenance, so we'll do that a little bit, maybe in next month or two. And then I also walked Chapel Manor Ditch today, just evaluated everything. Trash rack needs a little bit of work. Other than that, there's some woody growth, so we'll get to that hopefully later this year. We're updating the Stormwater Master Plan, so I have another meeting with Christopher Burke Engineering going through all the H&H analysis and the studies and the projects that we've completed. Some of the projects are going to involve railroad crossings, which is going to be challenging, but we'll get through it one way or another. We've got a lot of volunteer compliance with the unpermitted ag field entrances, so a number of farmers were notified. They are getting into compliance with that voluntarily, so that's good to see as well. And other than that, 69th Connecticut, some of these other projects are wrapping up, so, and the Sedona Pond is completed other than a little bit of a blanket and a little bit of seating that has to be put down. And that's it.
Great, thank you, Matt. Mr. Griffin, was there anything to report from NERC from Councilor?
Mr. President, just to remind the membership that NERC's next meeting is July 21st.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, August 21st, I beg your pardon. There's another meeting that's
August.
July 21st.
Okay. Lake County Solid Waste Management District, Councilor Neal.
Thank you, President Bell. I just received notification yesterday that the July 17th meeting is going to be canceled until September the 18th, so we don't have a meeting coming up, and I have no other new reports.
Okay. Mr. Griffin, anything on the shared ethics
Yes,
entity?
the Joint Board of Delegates will be meeting on July 9th, and there is nothing on when the Shared Ethics Advisory Commission will be meeting.
Thank you. Fire Territory Board, it falls to you, Mrs. Neal.
There's no report.
Okay. Clerk Treasurer's Office, Mr. January.
Sure. Briefly, I want to thank everyone. We had our first fiscal state of the town address on June the 26th. I thank God and for everyone participating. It's the first of many updates where I want to provide details about the town's financials. So stay tuned. I'll give you more notice the next time so we can get the word out and work with the media department so that the entire town knows. And we will be putting it on the website. I just got to give Chaz a video so you'll be able to see everything that was said about the town's finances. And then just in terms of report, I'll give a report the next time, but I just really want to say thank you for coming out and being concerned about your town of Merrillville.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving on to the department reports, back to the Parks and Recreations. Lisa?
Thank you, Mr. President. First and foremost, the flooding is definitely an issue. So I'm sure we'll work that out on the 22nd of July meeting. I'd like to get a shout out to my staff for their help in the 4th of July parade. I had 8 of my staff members out there to help with the lineup and making sure everything got off without a hitch. We have a couple of positions open for front desk, and we will be starting the interview process, I believe, next week. We do have new signage that is going to go up throughout the building that will give the rules and regulations of each section of the building, fitness center, the walking track, the gym. And last but not least, we have quite a few programs that are going to be starting up again in September, and hopefully they will be on our new app, My Merrillville. And so you can just look at that, or if you need to, you can always stop by our facility, and we have a list of what's available. And that's my report.
Thank you, Lisa.
Uh-huh.
Police Department Chief Nusis.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll start off with the stats for the month of June. We had 2,436 calls for service, which equaled 4,356 officer responses. We had 75 extra patrol assignments, 112 adult arrests, 4 juvenile arrests, and we have seen a dramatic spike in domestic type calls, domestic disputes. So that is something that we're working on. The end of, believe it's going to be end of August, maybe middle of August. I would have to look at the timeline. We're going to be starting our traffic unit, which is going to consist of 2 officers. They're going to be assigned to be solely focused on traffic, enforcement of traffic, and accidents as well. This is one of the things that we've been looking at doing for a while. As soon as we have these new probationary officers that are on FTO or in their field training program, as soon as they're done, we'll be able to release 2 more officers to be out there to do traffic and help kind of calm down some of these busy streets and sections of Merrillville that people are blatantly violating traffic laws. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Counselor Shees. She set up and facilitated a meeting with Gary Code Enforcement. We had some pretty good conversation with them. We learned that we have similar issues, and we are working together to see how we could bounce ideas off of each other, and this is something that we look forward to working more of and together with for the future. And what we did realize was that even though we're doing pretty good for the amount that we have, and we've seen the amount that they had, and made me feel a little bit better that I know we're getting our money's worth with our code enforcement officers. That's the end of my report.
Chief, do we always see a spike in domestics during the hot weather months?
Usually, yes, but this is a little out of the ordinary.
It is?
Yeah, this is a little higher, and it's something that, it's a different dynamic. It's something that we haven't seen in the past. So this is something that we're working on, seeing if there's some type of a solution that we can present. I don't know. It's been trending. There has been a spike in it across the country, but this is something that we haven't experienced before like this.
Counselor Neal, we've talked about before funding a counselor, social worker type position for the police department. I know Griffith has one that you've talked to. Perhaps we should add that to our budgetary talks for the new year and see if somehow we could fund it, because I think it'd make a difference.
There's also some grants, I believe, available, and that's how most of them have done it with the startup.
Okay.
President Bella?
Yes, sir.
I believe one of the things that the town is doing to address it is by having a job fair. The number one source of divorce and violence has to do with finances. And if we can help people get jobs and relieve some of the stress that they may have from some of the budgetary issues, that could probably reduce the violence significantly.
Sure. Okay. Moving on tonight to Planning and Building Department, Ms. Shine.
I have no report at this time, but later.
We know. Street Department, Mr. King.
Just real quick, so the beautification is ongoing. If you drive down 93rd Avenue or here at Town Hall or even the community center, you see all the hard work that our staff's doing. We did take down the hanging baskets here at Town Hall. We haven't had luck with hanging baskets We took them back to Niemeyer. They added some additional plants to them. So hopefully they're going to grow. I think we're going to switch producers next year. Second year in a row, we haven't had good luck with the baskets at all. But other than that, that's all I have.
I think we may have to do away with the hanging basket.
No,
Tracy
no,
does it.
we're not.
Tracy's not a fan. Well,
We're
I drove
not.
through Sherrville the other day, and those are amazing.
Can't we
So
go out late at night and just take some? Hope
I
it's got beautiful
thought
nice
about
days.
it. I thought about it.
Allegedly.
Trying to save some money here. No.
Mr.
But
President.
we're going to
want it
switch
to look
next
like
year,
Hobart.
so, yeah.
Mr. President, to Stephen, Matt, I know, Matt, you said 69th in Connecticut is wrapping up. Steve, do you have an update from Indiana American Water on Forest Hills? That's all
Yeah,
has to be paid.
so Forest Hills in the next 2 weeks, that'll be done. They're finishing up the last, I think they had 15 water services. That's Rex Construction doing that. They'll be out of there. They're in contact with Milestone every day as well, so they know when they can get in there and pay, but it's coming.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Mr. Griffin, Town Manager.
Mr. President, Madam Vice President, members of the council, Town Attorney, Mr. January, you should have a copy before you of the monthly report from the Town Manager. Unless you have a question for me, I hope it speaks for itself.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Moving on tonight to general orders, we only have the one first reading ordinance, which is ordinance 25-22. It's an ordinance to fix and establish the wage and salary rates of elected officials and non-elected officers and the employees of the town of Merrillville, Indiana. This is an ordinance to further amend the existing wage and salary ordinance to modify salaries of the fire inspector, to modify the job titles in the Parks Department, and clarifies a position in the town administration department.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Uselak with a second by Counselor Neal for approval of ordinance 25-22 on first reading. Open for discussion. Mr. Griffin, anything else to add to this?
No, Mr. President, my hope is it can be taken to either council affairs or a work study session of the full council for markup. Since the time that this has been introduced, there's a couple of other things that have been made aware that I want to bring to the policymakers to see if before second reading and adoption, that we can get that included as well.
Okay, so either Sean's committee meeting next week, was it Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Or the workshop Wednesday, so one of the two. Let's get it. Take a look at it. Any other discussion by the council? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Sure. Vice President Neal.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards.
Aye.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton.
Aye.
Councilwoman Uselak.
Yes.
Councilman Pettit.
Yes.
President Bella.
Yes.
6 in favor.
6 in favor, the motion carries. The next ordinance and the two resolutions were already taken care of earlier in the meeting, so we're moving on to BZA and large gathering actions. Ms. Shine.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have 3 BZA actions and 2 large gatherings. Our first BZA action is, our applicant is Lena Kessel. Could you step to the podium, please? Petitioner is requesting a special exception approval from Section 21-136 to allow a massage therapy business in a C3 Highway Commercial Zoning District on 1.75 acres, more commonly known as 8396 Mississippi Street. Petitioner, Lena Kessel. Lena's Massage, hours of operation will be Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and closed on Sunday and Monday. Petitioner received special exception approval for a massage therapy business on May 22nd, 2019, with Town Council approval on May 28th, 2019, located at 8081 Randolph Street. Petitioner is relocating to 8396 Mississippi Street. Petitioner is a professional licensed massage therapist and has approximately 5 clients a day by appointment only. Petitioner has insurance. The office will be secured with lock entries, security cameras, and a security guard. Petitioner will conform to all town codes and state massage therapy regulations. And this is for this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only. And the Board of Zoning Appeals vote was 5-0 to 5 approved.
Thank you, Sheila. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Tell us about your therapy business.
I have 21 years of experience as a massage therapist. I've been in business for myself now for almost 6 years. I have a good clientele coming in. I just needed a little bit more people to come in, so I needed to relocate a little bit.
Okay,
That's about all there is.
very good. Questions or comments from the council?
Mr. President, yeah, this is in Ward 6. Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Sheila, were there any remonstrators?
No, no remonstrators.
This is what I refer to as the old Spangler, Jennings, and Doherty Law Firm, right?
Yes,
The building right on the west side,
right on the west
north,
side.
south of the pond.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. If there are no remonstrators, Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Pettit.
I have a question.
We have a second, please.
Second.
Second for discussion, Counselor Shi. Mrs. Uselak.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, what do you charge for the massage?
For a Swedish massage, it's $80. For a therapeutic, it's $85, and for deep tissue, it's $90, and for sports, it's $100.
And what is that, like 1 hour or so?
It's an hour, or I have a 90-minute session also.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Counselor Shi, did you have something?
That was my question.
Okay. Any other questions or comments for the petitioner?
Are you working alone? Or are you planning on hiring somebody else to work with you?
No, it's just my private practice.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Anything else, counselors? Hearing nothing else, we have a motion and a proper second. Mr. January, roll call, please.
Sure, Mr. President. Vice President Neal.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards.
Aye.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton.
Aye.
Councilwoman Uselak.
Yes.
Councilman Pettit.
Yes.
President Bella.
Aye.
6 in favor.
6 in favor. Motion carries. Congratulations. Thank you.
Our next petitioner is Who Brew Illinois 3 LLC. Is someone step to the podium? Okay. Petitioner is requesting special exception approval to allow a 7 Brew Coffee drive-through in a C3 Highway Commercial Zoning District on 1.17 acres, more commonly known as 71 West Lincoln Highway. 7 Brew, founded in Rogers, Arkansas, has over 381 locations across 22 states nationwide, specializing in serving premium express-based coffee, chillers, teas, infused energy drinks, sodas, smoothie. 7 Brew is a drive-through concept with a dual drive-through configuration. Instead of the traditional drive-through speaker box, team members take orders on tablets and hand-deliver drinks to the drivers in the vehicle. The drive-through lanes can accommodate 34 cars queuing at one time and has a bypass lane on the service side of the building. The drive-through process allows 7 Brew to create a personal relationship with their customers and serve them at a fast-paced, friendly environment which resonates amongst the team and the customers. 7 Brew drive-through coffee is complementary to other uses in the shopping center. 7 Brew opens at 5:30 a.m. and closes at 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Each brew operates with 12 to 15 employees, and at peak hours, staff 5 employees. There is adequate existing drive aisles and circulations within the shopping center. 7 Brew drive-through will be on its own parcel and not taking any existing parking from the overall shopping area. For this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only. And Mr. President and members of the council, 7 Brew's civil plans are already with the town.
Hooper.
What was the last thing you said? What was the last thing you just said?
They've already submitted some civil plans to the town, to the engineers.
So this is the old loans?
The current
Building?
check cashers, yes.
Yeah, okay. Are they moving out?
They will be once we get final civil approval.
Gotcha.
We're working with the landlord.
Okay. This is my district. I can't make a motion, but I have no objection to this. I think it's proper use in a proper location. And,
Redevelopment.
yes, it is. So is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Counselor Neal, Mrs. Uselak, second. Any questions for the petitioner?
Are you affiliated with the one in Dyer?
Yes, so that is part of our franchise. We started construction yesterday in Valparaiso on the former Long John Silver and Calumet, and we are starting construction Monday on the pad in Crown Point next to Panda Express.
What's your investment in the site?
So each building costs about 1.7 million.
Okay.
It's also a modular building, so it comes trucked in 4 to 5 pieces. It's a 510 square foot building with what we will call a muffin top or a parapet, and then a 238 square foot cooler and dry storage.
So you're demolishing the existing check cashing?
Correct.
Okay.
That's old, it's an old building.
Yes.
That's good.
Did you bring any samples with you?
I did not. I did not.
Anything else, counselors? Mr. January, roll call, please.
Sure, Mr. President. Vice President Neal.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards.
Aye.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton.
Aye.
Councilwoman Uselak.
Yes.
Councilman Pettit.
Yes.
President Bella.
Aye.
6 in favor.
6 in favor, motion carries. Congratulations. Welcome to town. Ms.
So
Shine.
our last petitioner is Toomey for Health LLC. Someone come to the podium, please. Petitioner is requesting a variance of use approval to operate a crematorium, funeral service, and visitations to be located at 8560 Broadway. The proposed development will be in a professional office building that will be complementary to the surrounding developments and the surrounding uses. The petitioner will provide a service to the community which is needed and lacking in the area. Petitioner will have operating procedures that include daily safety checks that will ensure fire extinguishers and safeties are readily available in good condition. They will verify the necessary permits and documentation for each cremation, including consent forms and identification. There will be a procedure in place for the intake of the remains, preparing the cremation, post-cremation, cooling period, interaction with the family, compliance and record keeping, maintenance and cleaning. The staff will be well-trained on the equipment operation safety protocols, customer service, and environmental responsibilities. The town of Merrillville will not provide a business license until all local, state licensing and environmental permits are obtained. The crematorium, which will include funeral services and visitations, will have approximately 5 employees, and the hours of operation will be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Petitioner was deferred on February 26, 2025. A representative from the Funeral and Cemetery Service attended the meeting to drop off a copy of the Indiana Code and Indiana Administrative Code for funeral and crematory services. The town council rejected the favorable recommendation of the BZA. Petitioner was denied by the town council on June 10, 2025. However, the council waived Article 6, Section 6 of the BZA rules and regulations regarding the reapplication process, allowing the petitioner to re-advertise and submit a new petition without the 1-year wait. It's for this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only. And also, Mr. President and members of the council, the Board of Zoning Appeals did waive Article 6 and Section 6 of the BZA rules before they heard the new petition.
That's what we wanted to do, right, Joe?
Correct.
So where are you in the process of the state license and such?
So, obviously, Alex.
Please introduce yourself.
Sure,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
jumping
Alex-
right into it.
Alex Kutnowski Law Offices, Dr. Augusti, Mrs. Augusti. Mrs. Augusti's working on the licensing, obviously, without getting approval for the operation on the site that they already own. The licensing wouldn't be necessary, right? They're not gonna go find another location to do this and go through that process with the expense and time of doing that. We're fully aware of the licensing procedures that are necessary. with regard to the cremation and funeral services. We have our architect here tonight as well, Chad, that has this preliminary design the building. So we're still a long ways from that. We're still a long ways from getting the final building plans and the licensing done. This is kind of the first step in the process, but we're fully aware that we need that before any occupancy would be issued on this building.
Okay.
Alex, do you have a problem if we put a condition that a permit will not be issued without the licensing paperwork in Sheila's office?
Kind of already in there, isn't it?
I mean, it's kind of already in there. Is it, Joe, or?
Well, it's automatic. I mean, they have to comply with statute.
Yeah.
And I mean, until they comply with state statute.
Just so it's on the
They're not gonna
record, everybody knows.
Mrs. Augusti just informed me that she has it, so. she has
Where are
it
you getting your license from?
From the state, right?
Indiana State.
Indianapolis.
Oh, from Indianapolis?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes, I have a
thank you.
tax ID and I'm licensed to operate for humans and pets.
How long was your schooling for this?
Well, for a funeral director, I have to still go, but that starts in September. So a 12-month program, so she got it done before the building's done.
And we didn't bring any samples.
No, thank you.
And
Well, thank you for that, Alex.
Are you working with all cemeteries in the area?
Are you working with cemeteries in the area?
All of them?
More
Yeah,
funeral
I
homes.
mean, we've started to talk with them for referrals and take their overflow. Some of them don't have crematoriums, so.
I think it's all part of the process. I mean, it's still a long ways down the line before this becomes reality, but without this approval, without getting the okay to do it here, it kind of prevents us from moving forward.
It's kind of a chicken and the egg.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I see in the staff report you are having funeral services there, so it's just not cremation. Is that correct?
Yeah, and so I think it's very limited. In talking with Attorney Svetnoff, there is a room where there would be a viewing for one or two family members, so it's not an area where you'd have a big wake or things of that nature where there'd be a large gathering. It's simply for the rare scenario where a family member may want to watch that cremation, which is, I think, a very rare situation.
Or a cultural situation where they have to do it themselves before it happens. But we are primarily cremation, we won't do burial. So there's no funeral line or anything like that.
Well, if I could ask you, what are you charging for a cremation?
Well, it ranges, I guess the direct cremation starts at $700, but, you add what kind of urn you want, what kind of box you want to be in. But the cap, I don't think people spend more than $5,000 with cremation. With all the bells and whistles, so you can really, whatever you want, whatever your budget.
Thank you.
And please, on the record, state what you think this building project will cost. What kind of investment are you making?
$1.7 million in the building.
Thank you.
Just the building.
Well, Sean, it's your ward.
That's actually mine, and I have no objections.
On the west side.
When you would make a motion for me, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll make that motion to approve the cremation.
A motion by Mrs. Uselak. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Leona. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Mr. January, roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. President. Vice President Neal.
Yes.
Councilwoman Haynes Edwards.
Aye.
Councilwoman Chandler Felton.
Aye.
Councilwoman Uselak.
Yes.
Councilman Pettit.
Yes.
President Bell.
Aye.
6 in favor.
6 in favor. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Your first step. Thank you.
So, Mr. President, we have two large gathering applications. The first one is the Salvatorian Fathers and their annual pilgrimage, 5755 Pennsylvania Street. This event will be held on Sunday, August 10th, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., known as the Polynesian Pilgrimage. The event is a religious walk from Chicago, Illinois to Merrillville, Indiana, that will conclude with a mass service at the Salvatorian Fathers. A maximum of 4,000 people are expected to attend this event. No tickets will be sold for this event. There will be 45 male and 45 female toilets available, which will be maintained by Service Sanitation. There will be 3 dumpsters with 55 trash containers on site, which will be maintained by Homewood Disposal Service, Homewood, Illinois. There is a telephone service available in the booth, the hall of the church and public paved on-site parking is available and accessible from the public streets. Therefore, no parking will be on surrounding owners. Property owners, there will be no animals on site at this event, nor will they be in overnight stays or entertainment included. Security officers per the town of Merrillville, directions and no parking signs in Polish language and posted at 5600 to 5800 blocks of Massachusetts Street, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut Street. Portable toilets located at sites along the route before the march is completed. In other words, there will be toilets along the route so that people, if they need to go, they can use the toilets along the route on their way to the church.
Have they done that in years past, Sheila?
They started doing it for the last 3 years because we had a little complaint about, people needing to go to the bathroom along the route.
I think there were complaints about 57th and Chase Street when they came down to the back area, back road.
Yes, ma'am.
So did they come to some conclusion on that?
So at the time that there was a problem, we had a meeting with the staff, with the Salvatorian Father staff, and there was some complaints about people having to relieve themselves along the route.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting with the police and the Salvatorian Fathers, and they decided where the toilets would be most needed along the route.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Chief, has there been any problems ever? I know we approve this every year, it seems, and I never heard of any
Now, once we got that issue with the relieving rectified, it's been okay.
Okay.
Increase in
enough.
toilets.
Yeah.
I don't think the petitioner's here, right? We don't ask
No.
them to come. Yeah, okay. Is there a motion from the council for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Uselak with a second by Councilor Neal for approval of the large gathering permit for Salvatorian Fathers. Questions or comments?
What is the exact day of this again?
August 10th.
August 10th, okay.
August 10th,
10 a.m.
Definitely got to make a note of that.
Sunday, August 10th.
Get trapped.
Okay. Hearing no other conversation, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Ms. Shine.
Yes, our last large gathering application is from the St. Sava Church for the St. Sava Serbian Fest, 9191 Mississippi Street. This fest will be held over a period of 3 days, Friday, August 1st, from noon to 12 a.m., Saturday, August 2nd, from noon to 12 a.m., and Sunday, August 3rd, from noon to 9 p.m. Approximately 1,000 people will attend each day. The maximum number of people will be allowed to attend per day will be limited by the Merrillville Police, who will be in charge of security. There will be 6 male and 6 female toilets available, which will be maintained by St. Salva Church custodians. There will be 4 dumpsters and 25 trash containers on site, which will be maintained by Homewood Disposal, Homewood, Illinois. There will be no telephone service available to the public, and there will be approximately 900 spaces on site parking available. No parking from surrounding property owners will be used. There will not be any animals on site at this event, and there will be no overnight stays. Entertainment will include several bands, a dance group. Alcohol will be served in designated areas.
Again, I think this is something we approve every year. And Chief, any problems at the St. Sava Fest? Mrs. Uselak, did you have a motion? I think this is your ward.
Okay, I approve.
My word.
Oh, that's your word.
Oh,
I thought
sorry,
you
my
said-
bad.
You said you.
I know, we've never had any incidents. I've never heard anything
Okay.
No.
down the street.
Would you like to make a motion then, sir?
I'll let
Okay, I've
I'll
made
defer to
the
Margie.
motion. I love this festival. I go every year.
Oh,
Second.
Okay.
Leona? Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries, Ms. Shines.
That's all.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We have no old business or new business tonight, so we'll open up for public comment. Is there any public comment this evening? If so, please approach the podium and speak to us. We will listen.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Kent Witt. I reside at 315 West 56th Avenue here in Merrillville.
Yes, sir.
And I have spoken with the councilman for our district regarding speed bumps in this area. The curve right there where Jefferson Place turns into 56th Avenue, and my home is located right there. And the people come down through there driving like they're on the Indianapolis Speedway. And I voiced my concern with the old councilman, Mr. Hardaway, prior to her. And I've been there 25 years. And still, there's no results. And she did inform me today that they had speed bumps, but apparently they have run out or whatever happened to them. Not aware if they're going to get any more, but something needs to be done there.
What's your address again, sir?
Pardon me?
What's the address again?
My address is 315 West 56th Avenue.
Thank you.
And myself, I have grandkids. They're so at my home. They're out in front playing. My neighbors next door. There are kids in this area. There's elderly people in this area. I have a neighbor that has dementia. She's roaming. She's moving around. And most of the people that's coming through there don't even live on this block. They don't even live in the neighborhood.
Just cutting through.
But they're just driving. I mean, like I said, again, it hasn't always been this way. But over the last few years, it's ridiculous. I'm retired from the Gary Fire Department. I did 31 years over there. And it's just ridiculous that these people drive through here like that. And a few months back, or last year, we had an officer to sit down on the corner for a few days. Obviously, they're going to slow down when they see a police officer sitting there. But they're not there all the time. Sure. And when they're not there, they're driving. It's just erratic driving all the time. And if they miss that curve, they're coming straight into my bedroom. They're coming straight into my bedroom if they miss that curve.
That's not good, yeah.
And like I said, I pray and hope that you all can do something about that, put some speed bumps there, or whatever you can do to help, because it's really crazy. And we have a group home across the street where we have mentally challenged people there, and they're all out in the streets. It's a lot of traffic. It's a lot of people there in this particular area. And the way they drive through there, man, it's ridiculous. It just makes no sense. And again, like I said, I have spoken with our councilman, I'm trying to think of her name, I can't call it, but.
She.
Yeah, and, I just know Shauna, so I just say Shauna. And, she has been, back and forth with me about it. She's been very diligent in her, efforts trying to, resolve this. And I appreciate that from her. But however, there hasn't been a resolve, and like I said, something needs to be done there, man, because I would hate to see someone's child get hurt, because I'm telling you now, if they come through there and they hurt one of mine, then they're going to have the town of Merrillville there, because I'm going to do something to them. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because it's crazy that they have to drive through there like that. It makes no sense, man. It really doesn't. It's ridiculous.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else this evening?
Good evening. My name is Linda Hurt, Councilwoman She. My son is the one that's always stopping her. I live at 5645 Adams Court. You can give the gentleman one of our speed bumps. My daughter can't get her car out of the driveway. She drives a Maserati, is this close to the ground, and the speed bumps are just too low. Her car has been in the driveway all summer. Because, I appreciate the speed bumps. I don't have any children. Well, my children are grown. My grandchildren don't live with me. They visit. All of them are practically grown. And so, I do see people walking around, older people, that the speed bumps help them. But it's at both ends of where I live. So she can't get out either way. So, that's all.
Thank you.
Well, Steve,
All right, Steve.
You could see, you could see our dilemma.
Sorry.
Steve's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I mean, I don't. If you want me to pay a contractor to come and take them out and move them, but
But we'll talk.
I'll do whatever you guys want me to.
I'm your man.
We know that. Thank you, Steve.
Chief Nuisance, if we could get a patrol, you did just say we getting traffic, units out, so maybe even just the presence, again, like Kent was saying. If they even just see, oh, there's a cop that's gonna be here, some of them will slow down. You know, some of them don't matter either way, but if they know, like, oh, I need to slow down because a cop is gonna be here, whether he's there twice a week or however, they'll just start to get the picture that somebody's gonna be
Cycle
there.
through.
Yes.
Moving on tonight to announcements. The next town council meeting is July 22nd at 6:30. The next redevelopment commission meeting is the same day, the 22nd at 6:00 PM. Just a reminder about the pre-job fair Ready, Set, Hire training event is tomorrow at the Dean and Barbara White Community Center. And the job fair that Councilor Neal mentioned is July 30th from 11:30 to 2:30 at the Dean and Barbara White Community Center. And without objection, I will adjourn.
So moved.
Hearing no objections.
Second, third, fourth.
Fifth, sixth.